Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayanda and I make these sit down videos where we just chit chat about anything and everything. I also make vlogs, so if you like the vibe around here, please stick around by subscribing, liking, sharing, turning on the notification bell, whatever works for you really. But yes, today is another chit chat video. We're going to be talking about women and men, so specifically friendships between men and women, and the women in that friendship dynamic, the women that believe that they cannot be friends with other women, and women that prefer being friends with men, women that think that women cannot make good friends, stuff like that. So we're going to be having a chit chat. Let's communicate in the comments, whatever view that you have. There's no wrong views here. Whatever you think is happening, you just spit it out. As long as it's not offensive, you spit it out. We chat about it and we go on. So let's get into the video. Let's get on to the video. I speak so fast. Let's get into the video. I prefer befriending men. Women friendships are full of drama. Oh my God, 5 women in one friendships. Drama. Women are full of drama. Everywhere where there's women, there's just so much drama. I'm sure we've heard the statement at some point in our lives. And I just want us now to have a discussion about what exactly it is about male friendships that makes them superior to women friendships. And in order to understand that, we'd first need to establish what is wrong with women friendships, or what people think is wrong with women friendships. Some of the reasons that women put when they say they don't want to be friends with other women is that women are malicious, they're spiteful, they're competitive, and they gossip. Is this true? Yes, it is true. What is also true is that men are malicious, they gossip, they're spiteful, and they're fatally competitive. These are traits that are not feminine or masculine. They are traits that you can find in any human being because they do not assign to any gender or any sexuality. So unless you're trying to create some sort of myth, which I think this has become some sort of a myth, you can try to affiliate them to one specific group in the society. In this case, it would be women. And I think we should get to a point where we ask ourselves, why do these petty feelings or things that are considered to not be of importance to society are usually ascribed to women? It's things like gossip, things like feelings, things like having fun and wanting to have fun and picnics, those sweet, soft stuff and things that are considered to not be of value to society. They're usually ascribed to women, even though... Oh, that's scary. Oh, that scared me. Let me just clarify that when I say feelings, I mean things such as feeling love and wanting affectionate and wanting to hug your friends and wanting to kiss your friends, expressing your affection for people, being emotional through crying and just showing your frustration or throwing a tantrum. The only feelings that are usually associated with men and masculinity are just anger. When a man is angry, you see even in sport, when men are angry, they are considered as passionate, whereas when women are angry, they are considered as unreasonable. You know what I mean? So in that particular case, when feelings such as cozy feelings, in fact, you know what I mean. I want to say cozy feelings and not feminine feelings because they are not feminine feelings. And I believe that men can also feel affectionate and would want to hug people, men or women around them, and would want to, express any other feeling except for anger. Surely they also feel like crying at some point because they're human beings. But at some point, these patriarchal system created this situation where I'm wearing pink. Oh my God, I may just cry in 2 minutes because I'm wearing pink and I'm also a girl. I'm wearing blue. I'll never cry. You get my gist. With the picnic reference as well. Things such as that. When men go on dates, men could never just go have a picnic when it's just male friends. They'd rather just chill on their camp chairs and drink alcohol and look serious. Have semi-serious conversations. I don't think their conversations are that serious. But anyway, the aim is to look as masculine as possible. So even if there was an idea, you know that color picnic thing that was trending on TikTok, I don't believe that. I've never seen any men do it, and I don't believe that men would want to do it because it is assigned, or it is seen as something feminine. It is a woman thing. Why would you go on a picnic? Some men are even ashamed to go on picnics with their women. They'd rather give you money so you go to a picnic with your friend, because you get the gist. I think I'm over explaining, but I think I also need to over explain because I don't want to be arguing with you over very obvious things. Let's just get into the video. I'm so energetic today. Let's just continue. So we've just established that men and women can be equally vengeful, spiteful, competitive. They gossip and all of that. So people will stop telling us that they cannot befriend women for those same reasons, right? Wrong. Why? Because this is not just a one-layered situation. It is multi-layered. Once you prove that women are, as petty, or men are as petty as women, or men are as competitive or as spiteful, you need now to get onto the second layer. I get it, they'll always come up with the reasons why they cannot be friends with women. Now you have to provide another proof, or you have to look at it from a different angle now. Okay, cool. Now you know that men and women are equally spiteful or have the same feelings because they're all human beings. Why do you still not want to befriend women? And then you find out. Do you want to find out? Let me help you find out. There is this concept. I don't know how academic it is, but it is quite well known. I've heard of it. I'm very familiar with it. The only black, they like talking about it in corporate, especially, where in like this corporate setting, there's just that one black person that I can't say they're even a token. They're sort of like the representative, basically, the representative of blackness and diversity in that board or in that corporation or in that system. You understand? So many people in corporate complain about how that one black person is usually just so petty that they don't allow them to also enter those spaces. I mean, to make a very poor example, let's say there's this company or board that has 11 people that are non-black and one black person. As when you come up into that corporate and into that you come up in that company, you enter the company or you go up the ladder, you're obviously inspired by that one person because, well, they made it. Oh my god, I'm inspired by you, Ayanda. I love your work. Gandhi, Ayanda is not inspired by you. In fact, she's detested by you. They get to a point where they become like the non-black people in the corporation, because I think because of assimilation and everything, they just end up not resonating with other black people at lower levels, or just black people in general. I don't know, they've entered different spaces, they're exposed to different spaces, and they also probably also live in areas where they're not exposed to as many black people as they could have been if they had not been working there. You know what I mean? So the only black situation in this particular case essentially just means that people that are the only in a specific situation prefer to be the only. And it is a classic example. It's the same with the women as well. They enjoy being the only. What this means is that these women, or these blacks that are the only black, the only woman in a specific setting, end up just getting so comfortable with being the only in the group that they don't, I don't want to be there. They wouldn't want to go out and venture into anything that's different, because like I'm saying, there's a lot of benefit to standing out and to being different in those specific places. And because there is such benefit and there's such privilege to being in that space, they don't like it when other people enter the space. They don't take kindly to other women entering the friendship. It's me or no one else type of mentality. It's either me or this whole thing shuts down. They are very petty in that they think that they're the only people that deserve to be exposed to those spaces, those friendships, or those opportunities that, is that a fly? Those opportunities that exist in being a board member to this big corporation, or being the whatever and whatever, or being the vice chancellor of a historically white university, you know. So yeah, that's just the vibe. The only, they want to be the one and only. Now we've already figured that out now. Or okay, fine, you want to be the only girl, you don't, you now know that women and men are equal, but why do you really not want to befriend women? I'm telling you, it's multi-layered, and I'm sure I'm not even gonna cover half of the layers in this video, but I'm gonna make my best attempt. So now let's talk about the privileges that come with being the only. Why am I dancing? Let's talk about the privileges that come with being the only person in a certain situation, or being the only woman in a male-dominated friendship. Before we get into the privileges that are present in friendships where women are the only women, I just want to reiterate that there is a specific form of privilege that comes with having been born a man that you as a woman in a male-dominated friend group can never have. You know, I think thanks to patriarchy, we're in a situation where there is just more worth to being a man than there is to being a woman in many different ways. And these things can also, they take place even in your friendship. But in this particular case, I can make a very simple example, such as walking at night. You know, the boys can always meet at any point in the night and just befriend each other, go out, walk, go for a smoke in the middle of the night. But when as a woman in that friendship group, you cannot necessarily also go walk with them. Why? Because you stand out. You're a woman, they are men. And regardless of how sweet and kind and how you've grown up with them and everything, there is the knowing that you stand out. And I don't even want to think of the worst case scenario, because I do have trust that you make good judgments, or you don't even have to make good judgments when you're making friends. The fact that you've fallen in love with them and you think that they can contribute positively to your life is enough. But in that particular case where they're walking at night, or they're just chilling at the park in the middle of the night, one, they are protected by the darkness, they're protected by their malehood, and they're protected by the reality that they're in numbers. So if it's two male friends in that setting, or 3 male friends, and you are the only woman, you stand out in ways that I cannot even exaggerate. If anything were, God forbid, to happen, you stand out. I don't think I need to go into detail on what I mean about that, but you just stand out. And that is the privilege of being a man in this particular case, or in this world, where you can just chill at the park and nothing happens to you. Or if you chill at the park, the worst that can happen to you is you're alone and another man takes your phone. But if you're 3 and there's just one man trying to take all your phones, you're probably gonna beat him up. But if there's, you know what I mean. The privileges that exist between you and that person you're in a friendship with are vastly different. And I think this also contributes to how you relate in the friendship as well. But I also, I don't want, they're your friends. Let's get on to the video. Let's just get into the privileges that exist for women in these friendships. Let's get into that. But also, before I continue, I imagine that in male and women friendships, especially if you're both heterosexual, I imagine it's not easy, or it doesn't even happen where you shower in front of your friend, or you get dressed in front of your friend, or you sleep half naked or naked with your male friend in bed as a woman. I don't imagine that happens. But at the same time, there are also women friendships where there's no nudity. So I think although this is a nice privilege for women friendships, women platonic friendships, friendships are always platonic. What am I saying? Yeah, but I don't, it's just one of those things that I think about, that the fact that you may not even be comfortable to be naked in front of your friend should tell you that it's not equal. It's not an equal footing. The fact that you're walking on eggshells and you don't know whether at some point you're gonna get drunk and they're gonna kiss you, or he's gonna touch you a certain way, and I don't know, especially if you're of the same, you're attracted to each other. And you guys, there's a lot to it, but let's not make it sexual or bad. I did read an article which said that men and women cannot really, at an intricate level, cannot be friends. And you know what? To a certain level, I agree with it. But I also have faith in humanity to say that not everyone wants to sleep with you. Some people really just want to be your friends, even though they're of the opposite sex. It's just that in this world where every little thing pertaining to women is sexualized, it is difficult to imagine a situation where people really just befriend you because you're a cool girl and not because they're just waiting for one day where you just walasha, and you know what I mean? So yeah, you see the conversations that take place when you befriend men. I'm kidding you guys, I'm not scolding you. So the privileges to being the only woman in the friend group is that I think right now, you guys, since I have a car license, a driving license, all I think about is driving. But this is a big privilege, is that when you're the woman in a male-dominated friendship, you probably never drive. Like, never ever. I've seen in situations where even in relationships, even when the woman can drive, most of the time the man drives. So in friendships, imagine there's 4 men in the car plus 1 girl. Do you think they're gonna let the lady drive? Never. Why? You know, you already know men's views about women's driving, but also because men enjoy feeling in charge, and driving makes them feel like they're in charge. And also, women also like being driven. So when you're in a friendship where you don't have to drive, it's like a win. Oh my God, yes. For example, in a friendship between 2 women, most of the time the other women cannot drive. It's usually the friend that has a car that will be driving. So I think that's part of the reasons that women enjoy it. They feel like a main character. They feel like a guest. You don't pay the bill. I mean, because I get a pride. Their patriarchy does not allow them to let you pay the bill. Luena, you don't go into that friendship thinking, I'm going to pay a bill for 4 men. You enjoy the standing out. The standing out works to your benefit because you're like, oh, I'm just gonna have 2 Savannas while they're having Heineken and whatever, or you're having your champagne or whatever. But at the end of the day, the 4 males in the friendships would rather contribute to the bill. All of them contribute to the bill and exclude you from paying. And I think that's one of the things that just makes women like being in male friendships. Except for the part where you have to clean up after they eat because now they've made you a wife. Oh, no. This is what one of the reasons I don't like that friendship setup is that they're gonna treat you like an egg and everything, but when tasks and chores come about, you're gonna slave, hey? You're gonna pay for that friendship and that dynamic by slaving away because they're just gonna lazy around. And when they're together, maybe one of them could clean or whatever, or they could just really live in that pigsty. They wouldn't mind. But when you are there, there's an expectation that you're gonna clean the kitchen, you're gonna cook, that's not happening. No. So when I speak about the layerism, I've just made up a word. But when I speak of the multi-layers that exist in this friendship dynamics that goes beyond women gossip, it's things as small as this. Things such as being walked home at night. You know, when it's at night and you're befriending boys, you know they're going to take you home first. They're going to drop you off. You're going to be nice and cozy at home. Whereas when you're friends with women, you have to coordinate. You literally have to coordinate. Is your boyfriend going to come pick you up? Are we leaving early? Is there an Uber? Are we driving? What's the situation? So that even before you leave, you sort that out because you don't want to be in a situation where you're found stranded and you're feeling unsafe. But when you are in a male-dominated friendship, you are, like I'm saying, you feel extremely protected by their malehood and the fact that they would want to cater to you and would take you home, drop you off, and I think that is why people prefer male friendships. And they end up just ignoring the other vastly different things that contribute to the friendships not being equal from like the core of it. That you cannot claim this person is your friend, whereas you're always the one that's crying on their shoulder. You're every day when you're crying about your relationships to them and you're sobbing in their chest. Oh, my friend Tabo is so sweet. But Tabo has never sobbed in your chest. Why? Because he thinks he's a man and he should not express his feelings to you. Tabo does not think crying in front of you would make him a man and would make you respect him. So he's gonna stand strong. Even when he catches his woman cheat, he's gonna be like, look in Jack. I'm not serious. I don't take anything seriously. The last layer that I believe is the reason people value male friendships over women friendship is because they just struggle with internalized sexism. They are just very sexist. You're a woman and you're sexist. And I know it may be difficult to grasp, but if you can be black and anti-black, you can also be a woman and be sexist in a way that, although patriarchy is a male thing and it benefits malehood, women and mothers and wives can also perpetuate patriarchy and can hold it against women and other people of the society. You may be thinking, oh my God, you're a woman. How do you oppress another woman? Well, it's highly possible. Thanks to the system that has beat out the life and anything within those women that says to them, well, you're a woman, be proud of being a woman, befriend other women. You know what I mean? We exist in a world where some people feel like they just need to subscribe to the norm. If something, beat them, if you can't beat them, join them type of vibe. Women are, I think, feminism is there. We're working really hard and there's a huge change. The conversation is different. It's not as bad as it used to be, but there's still the reality that the world is still very much capitalistic, heteronormative, patriarchal, white, you know what I mean? And some people just don't have it in them to fight. They're like, you know what? I'm only gonna live for 40 years. I'm not gonna spend it being an activist for gender and race and all of those things. So I'm just going to, join the big boys because they are the big boys. Patriarchy is a big boy. Capitalism is a big boy. White supremacy, big boy. You understand? So the internalized sexism is not a new thing, and I get annoyed when people on social media want to act brand new. Oh my God, women are not united. Oh my God, this is why you cannot support women because they don't even support each other. And it's like, dude, look around. There is more to the world than that person disliking another woman. And there are big boys out there. There are big boys, and the big boys exist for a reason and are benefiting greatly from being big boys. Now imagine beating up the small boys for being small boys. Do you not think you're being ridiculous? Thank you guys for watching. I am glad we had this conversation. Please comment, subscribe, leave a like, share it with your friends. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna see you next week, probably with a vlog. And yeah, thank you for this conversation. My name is Ayanda and I hope you come back.